My name is Neil Hendry. I'll be your color commentator. I'd like to introduce Kathy McDonald, who will be the senior commentator. Kathy is a world-class 9-ball player at Great White Billiards in Calgary, Alberta. I'll give you Kathy's credentials in just a moment. Welcome, Kathy.
Hi, Neil. It's great to be here with you today. Started off with the leg here. It looks like Mr. Paul Potier won the leg. He's broke the balls, a very successful break. He made the 1 and the 2 ball, so his first shot on the table was at the 3 ball. He shot the 3 ball and drew back off the 7. He's got basically a wide open table here. He just needs to pot the 4 ball into the corner, stay in position for the 6 ball, which is right there for him. Now, as you can see, he's looking at the 7 ball and where he would like to be in position on the 7. Now he's just followed through to the center of the table for the 7 ball, and it's pretty much straightforward from here. Just pot the 7 into the corner and pretty much come back up to where he is to shoot the 8 in the side.
It was a very thoughtful kick on the 7 earlier to make it so easy for him to get into this position.
Right. Now he's just followed through off the rail and back out for the 9 ball in the corner. 9 ball's a pretty fast game, as you can see, especially when you're breaking well and making balls on the break. So there we have it. First game for Mr. Paul Potier.
It's always good to get one in the board. Okay. And just exactly how far do these players have to go before one of them will be crowned as the Canadian champion, Kathy?
Well, they race to 11. That means that the first player who has 11 wins first will win the match and win the Canadian championship title.
That's great. So the person, Graham Randall, who's he's racking the balls, is there a science to what he's doing?
Well, the objective with the rack of 9 ball is, of course, you must hit the balls in numerical order. So the 1 ball must be at the front of the rack, and the breaker must hit the 1 ball first. The 9 goes in the middle, and as you can see, when the balls are racked, they form a nice little diamond.
Mm-hmm. I see Paul was looking at the diamond. Why would that be?
Well, it's fairly important that the balls be nicely frozen so that they, at the impact of the cue ball, that you have a nice explosion, as you can see there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
for like a lot of these players, that's the biggest shot in the game is the break shot. Mm-hmm. Paul has made a ball again on the break, so he continues to be at the table.
Okay. He's got a long shot on the 1 here. I wonder what he'll try.
Well, I think he's looking at probably going for the shot, potting the 1 ball in the right-hand corner from where it lies.
So a bit of a thin cut from distance.
Right, now he's overcut it, but it's probably okay. He's overcut it so the 1 ball's come back over towards the rail. Now Alex tends to be a really aggressive player, and sometimes he likes to cut these balls in, but he hasn't been to the table yet, and he hasn't actually stroked a ball in this match, so he might look at trying to just chip off the 1 and have the cue ball go back down in the area that it is, towards the 5 and the 9 ball there.
Well, there's a tremendous reward for safety play in 9 ball, and both of these players obviously know the benefit of.
Right. When you hook or snooker your opponent and they don't make a good hit, which is where they hit the ball and the cue ball or another ball hits the rail, that would be considered a foul. And in that situation, you would get ball in hand. So it is. You're right. It's a very tremendous award to snooker your opponent to get ball in hand.
Mm-hmm. So with ball in hand, they can take the cue ball and they can put it anywhere they want on the table.
That's right, Neil.
That's got to be really advantageous to players of this caliber.
Right. Yeah, that's what he's tried. Yeah, he's tried to get the cue ball back down. And by the looks of it, he just didn't quite roll far enough to hook Paul. I think Paul has a clear shot on the one ball here, and he basically has his option, I believe, to shoot it into the side or to shoot it down into the corner. But I think for position on the two ball, I think he's looking at his options here. Positional play is really important. It's important to be on the right side of the ball. So let's just see what he does here.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, he's elected to shoot it into the corner and draw back. He stroked that one really well. Maybe a little bit more draw, but he's okay. He still has a shot on the two ball. Now he's looking at the three ball, and again, you know, he probably would like to shoot the three into the corner, but because he's gone a little low on the two ball, he's going to have to come off two rails for position on the three ball in the corner. And if he doesn't quite come far enough, he would have the option to shoot the three in the side as well. But he's definitely playing aggressive. He's
Well, both these players like to make balls, don't they? They are aggressive players.
Yeah. Yeah, he elected just to draw off the end rail and back out. Now he's going to shoot the red three ball into the side pocket, and he needs to play position to the orange five ball, which is at the end rail near the nine ball.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if he can thread this particular needle. One, two. Oh, this looks marvelous.
Yeah.
This looks
Excellent
marvelous.
shot.
Three
Excellent.
rails with the cue ball.
Yeah,
Perfection.
3 rails, hit the 7, stop for position on the 5. Now the key thing for him here is just to really be sure, you know, that he makes this pot and has a good position on the 6 ball. So a lot of this shot is weight control here. Yeah, good speed, excellent, excellent.
So when you're as talented and as experienced as these folks, does the pressure of the situation still come into play?
Oh, I think so, yeah. You know, you do a lot of preparation. Both these players are great players. You know, they have a lot of respect for each other, and it's just wonderful. And I think that a lot of the game really comes down to, you know, just making sure they take their time and deal with that pressure, concentrating a little bit on their breathing maybe, and especially when they're sitting in their seat like Alex has been at the start of this match here.
Well, Paul played that ball very well. Do you see any problem here for him?
No, he's got to use the rest on this shot because he can't quite reach. So whenever you use the rest, you know, you sometimes feel like you lose a little bit of control, but both of them are really experienced. He's not going to have any trouble with this shot here. He's elected just to stun off the rail and come out and shoot the 8 ball into the corner pocket.
Okay, we're going to see a replay of that shot with the rate, Kathy, just to show you the amount of style and the various shots that these folks have to be capable of performing.
Right. Excellent.
Okay, now is he comfortable with this as position for the 9 ball?
Right. This is a pretty straightforward shot for Paul. He's yeah, he's executed it just fine.
Talking about pressure and how you deal with pressure, I understand that you won the 1999 Canadian 9-ball Women's Championship, and Do you think that it was your dealing with the pressure that allowed you to succeed as a champion?
I sure do. As well, I work really hard on my game. I play every day and stuff. And mental preparation before an event is really important for these players. Confidence and concentration are a big part of this sport, as in any other sport as well. So, as you can see, they're both very tentative and focused. Yeah, we're going to see that 9-ball again.
Okay, now do you notice that? He just stays down
See,
so
yeah,
smooth.
excellent. You see how he gets right through that cue ball? Okay. Didn't shoot it too hard, and that's the thing you don't want to do when the balls are really close to the rail.
Now, the ball bumped off the inside of the pocket and still went in comfortably, but if he'd hit, say, an inch back from the pocket, what would happen there?
Well, again, it's all speed. Speed control is a really big part of this game. A lot of times, the faster you accelerate and harder you hit the ball, the tougher the pockets become. Nice, smooth acceleration is key in this game.
Now, I noted that Paul doesn't use the same cue for breaking that he uses while he's playing during the middle of the game. Is that common?
Yeah, most of the top players and the professionals you'll find will have two different cues, mainly because the speed or the weight of the cue. A lot of players like to use a heavier cue because they want to get more action on the break shot. As well, it's the hardest shot typically in the game of pool. So your tip tends to take a little more beating on the cue ball there. So that's why they would have two different cues. There's a lot of different reasons why the players have two cues, but typically it's the weight and
I see. Okay. Now, Paul made a ball on the break, and he's made the 1 and the 2, and he seems to be comfortable on the 3. What's your analysis?
Right. Well, the 7-ball. See the 7-ball there on the rail? That's kind of what he's looking at here. He really doesn't want to run into the 7-ball. So he's looking at maybe just stopping, trying to shoot the 3-ball and holding the cue ball right there for the 4-ball in the center of the table. Yeah, exactly. The thing is that if he followed through there, he took the risk of running into the 7-ball, which could kill the cue ball and leave him on the rail and make it a more difficult shot on the 4-ball.
Now, when he looks at a shot of this distance, because this is a little longer, how does he approach this shot?
Well, I think here on the 4-ball, the biggest thing is to make the ball, which he's done. And what he's done is he just stunned off the rail and out for the 5-ball. He wanted to give himself some angle on the 5-ball so that he could get back down to the end of the table where the 7-ball is. You see the 7 at the end of the rail there, Neil? So if he gets straight in on the 5-ball, it makes it more difficult. So now he's in perfect position to shoot the 7.
I see.
And
do you see any problems for Paul?
No, I don't see any problems here. It's pretty straightforward. I think the 3 and the 4 were the key shots in that game. And he's just played it 2 rails out for the 8. A lot of the game is speed control. Both these players are really experienced, so.
Now, I noticed that Paul's broken every game. Is the winner, is that part of the reward for winning the game, is that you get the break in the next game?
Yeah, winner breaks. Most tournaments are like that. Some tournaments they have alternate break, but this tournament in particular is winner breaks. So.
Five nothing. Let's just see. He seems to make a ball in that corner pocket on every break. That's very impressive, and it takes a lot of pressure off you if you can keep that cue ball out in the middle of the table.
Exactly. Yeah, and he's got a shot on the 1 here. He's got a couple options, but the 1 he's got a bit of a slice on it there. He's looking at shooting it up in the left-hand corner. Yeah, excellent shot. One ball in the corner. Now he's got the 2 ball. The 2 ball, after the blue 2 ball, he's got to shoot the red 3 ball. So he's looking at where he wants to be, and I think he might just shoot that 2 in the corner and stop for position on the 3 right there. Yeah, just like that.
Now he's got the 3, and then he's got to go up to the orange 5. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, so again, he's probably just going to try and draw out to the middle of the table here on that shot. There he goes. Now he's got a little bit far, but he's really hitting the ball well, and I think he's just going to slice this ball right in the corner. It's a bit of a thin cut, but the 6 ball's right over the side pocket there, so as long as he doesn't hit the 5 too hard, but even if he does hit the 5 a little firmer and come out, he's got the 6 ball in the corner too, so I think the key here is just to really concentrate on potting that 5. Look at that. He stroked that with so much confidence. 1, 2, 3 rails for the 6 ball. Although, yeah, he's kind of got the line where he's going to be going right into that 7 ball.
Do you think he'll bump the 7
I
here,
think he
Kathy?
might just try and push it right down. Look at that. Just like that.
Nice. He'll take this on, will he?
Oh, yeah. He'll cut this 7 ball right in the corner and come out for a position on
I
the
guess
8.
he probably wishes he'd hit it just a little bit fuller to push it down directly at the
Yeah.
ball. Oh, he was in no trouble.
But he's hitting the ball really good right now, so...
Look at this. Oh, my.
You
Isn't
know,
that
sometimes when you get in that zone, yeah.
He makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Yeah,
when the shape
doesn't
is
he?
perfect on every
Yeah.
shot, and
Yeah, excellent.
oh my goodness. Well,
See how well he stayed down there? Wait till the ball's in the middle.
this is a clinic on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Kathy, I understand that you were able to represent Canada in some world championships. Tell us about Alicante. I understand that in 1999 you were 17th in the world.
Yeah, I was over in Spain last year and had a great opportunity to represent Canada there, and I didn't maybe finish as well as I'd hoped. I didn't win the world title, but I finished 17th, so I won 1 match. And but you have the best players in the world there, and it's really a great honor. And both these fellas, I believe, will be representing Canada at the World Championships coming up in Cardiff, England. And you know, we really couldn't ask for 2 better players to be representing our country. So.
Well, didn't these chaps just play in Cardiff a couple of weeks ago? And
Actually,
I think that's Wales. Is there?
Yeah.
Okay. It's our geography. We're just so excited about the 9-ball match that sometimes.
Yeah.
But I believe that both Alex and Paul were in Cardiff for the World Championship just a week or so ago.
That's right. You know what? I think that Alex mentioned to me the other day that he just got in 2 days before this event.
Really?
So, I mean, that's just excellent to just walk in off jet lag. We all know what that's about. But 2 days before this tournament started, and I believe he finished 9-16 at that World Championships. Yeah, in Cardiff.
And everybody who's everybody in 9-ball in the world was there, were they not?
That's right. Feng Peng Chao, I believe, from Taipei, Taiwan, is our world champion. And Alex lost to the fella that he played in the final, Ismael Paez from Mexico. So Alex lost to the fella who was in the finals. So we've got 2 great players here today. Right. Alex started playing when he was 10 years old. He's not that old now, though.
Well,
he doesn't look maybe a day over 12 to me, but...
Sure. Now, Alex came through this tournament on the A side. Can you describe or explain just exactly what the A side and the B side and the C side?
Right.
is.
Well, the seaside is our audience that we have.
Ah,
Me and you.
once you've gone out on the B side, then you're allowed to go to the C
You
side.
go to the C side.
Get
The A
sand in.
side typically would be known as the winner side. The
Mhm.
B side is otherwise known as the loser side, which
Mhm.
Paul came through. Paul Potier actually lost his very first match to Eddie Galati, 9-7. So it was a close one. And he proceeded on to win 9 matches after that to get here to the
Amazing,
final,
amazing.
which is just, sometimes it's just such an endurance race to get there.
Oh my,
Oh,
that was close. Well, it's 6-0. Paul Potier breaks, and
and it looks like the cue ball's right in the jaws.
he made 2 balls on the break.
He did, but he doesn't have a clear shot on that one ball.
Well, what are his options here, Kathy?
Well, because the one is so close to the hole, he may kick at it, but he has the option to push. Whenever you break and make a ball, you can push. A push out is where you do not have to make contact with the one ball.
Now, can
Okay.
only the breaker do this push?
No, if Paul didn't make a ball on the break, and Alex approached the table and did not have a shot on the first ball, he could elect to push as well.
Well, this is a big shot coming up.
But I think Paul's feeling good right now. You know what? I think he's going to kick at this ball. He's going to try and make it because he can go not only 1 rail, but he can go 2 rails. 1, 2. Oh,
My goodness.
just missed it.
Now, Alex, does Alex have the ball in hand now?
Yeah, Alex gets ball in hand here because Paul didn't call push. Paul was going for the one ball there.
So Paul had the option of trying to push and hide, but with the one over the hole, there was no place that he really could hide, was there?
No, not really.
So
Not really.
He only missed it by the smallest of
Yeah.
margins. That was a great effort. I
Can we
wonder.
see that shot again?
Okay, now Alex is really taking a long, hard
Yeah,
look here.
well, it's been a while, you know, and he's really got to make sure that he capitalizes on this mistake here.
Well, he's at the table, and he's got the cue ball in hand, so let's just see if the lion can roar.
Okay, he's just potted the one into the corner and just rolled to the center of the table for the 2.
Okay.
Now, after the blue 2 ball, he's got to get position on that 5 ball. He looks kind of straight on the 2. But he might just draw back a little bit here. Oh. He just stunned through and tried to just push the 5 out so he could have a shot. Can we see that shot again?
Okay, he's got quite a... Is there such a thing as a negative angle in pool? Because it looks like if he wants to take this ball into the corner pocket, he's got to hit it quite fine.
Yeah, it's a real thing. He might elect to just snooker him. Oh, look at this. This is what makes Alex the lion.
Beautiful
Just
bank.
banked the 5 ball in there with so much confidence.
Okay, so you see what Alex is doing here.
See how he just stopped the cue ball? Kind of had a 2-way shot there if he hits at the right speed. If he misses that bank, he doesn't leave Paul a shot, I don't think. But he executed it perfect, and he's got position on the 6, and now he's just come out for the 7 ball.
So do you see a problem for him here?
Not really. Just come off the rail there a little bit.
Okay.
Shoot the 8 in the corner. Get back out to the center of the table. Shoot the 9 straight into the same corner.
Well, this looks flawless.
Excellent. Well, there we have it. Alex is on the board, 6-1. He's got a bit of a sigh of relief there, I bet. Okay, well, he's ready to break. Same thing. Break shots, big shot. Acceleration speed through the cue ball. See his tip finish right out in the center of the table there.
Now, he made the ball in the same pocket that Paul's been making the ball in, which is the bottom left-hand corner from the player's perspective. And
right.
he seems to be a little tough on the one.
Yeah, that one ball's heading up to that. It's always up in that same general area. A lot of times when the balls are racking the same, you'll often see the one going into the same position. He's really done an excellent job holding the cue ball in the center of the table, but doesn't really have a clear shot on the one ball.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think is going to happen here?
Well,
he's going to try some kind of a
I
safety?
think maybe he might try and just position that cue ball behind the 7 and snooker Paul. Maybe just bring the one ball out to the center of the table. Let's just see what he does here.
Well,
nice roll.
You called that.
Yeah.
Now, have you seen this particular game played before? Because it's like you knew exactly what was going to happen.
Well, yeah, I'm a player too, so
okay.
I can sometimes be able to predict what they're going to do here. Now, Paul is going to go 2 rails here and kick the one ball out. Yeah, 2 rails is the kick here. He doesn't really have a 1 rail kick, so he's going to try and have the rail go off, cue ball go off 2 rails. Mm-hmm. And if he actually kicks it perfect, he would kick the 1 right into the side. That's what he's looking at.
Now, is their level of skill such that they can do shots like that?
Well, yeah. Again, it's the same thing, eh? Speed control, the cue ball. The speed that it comes off because you're talking about 2 rails here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's probably going to kick it at a fairly decent speed. See that? So that if it doesn't go, he might come up with a safety. But look at that cue ball. That's twice I've seen that cue ball now in the jaws of that pocket. I don't know if he can see that one ball.
Okay. Well, here he goes on the 2 rail shot.
1, 2. Look at that cue ball heading right for the corner pocket. Looks like he's going to scratch, hits the inside horn, and then just lies right in the jaws.
He just barely bumped the rail up by the second time and just whiskered it. I guess that might have been enough to just angle that cue ball, because it sure looked like it was trouble for Paul.
Mm-hmm. And it just started slowing down at the right time. Now, I'm not sure if he can see this ball or not. Look at that. I can't tell if the rail is in the way. I think he can maybe see the edge of the 1. If he can see the edge of the 1, he's gonna just try and chip off of the 1, roll the cue ball to the end rail. Look at that, right behind the 7. Excellent shot.
Beautiful composure too, to stay down and hit the ball so smoothly.
He hit that really well.
My goodness, that's great.
Now Paul is kicking at the 1 ball again. It looks like he's going to do the 1 rail kick here. Now again, the same thing. The 1 ball's so close to the rail that if he doesn't hit it real full, that cue ball's going to want to head down to that other corner pocket where the 5 is.
Well, I guess this just highlights exactly how much the defensive skill complements the offensive skill to make the total player.
Right. Always hit it softly. And I think that Alex can see this 1 ball.
Yeah,
I think he's got a clear shot on it this time.
Well, after 4 interesting defensive shots, now Alex gets to go on the offense.
Yeah, and again, he's going to really make sure that he capitalizes on this opportunity. He's looking at it to be sure that the 9 ball is really close to the 1, so when he cuts this 1 in, he wants to just come off the 9 ball a little bit, or even try and miss it to come up for the 2. See, he just kind of hit it.
He's nicked it,
but he's okay.
Yeah.
He's got a clear shot on the two
Seems to
here.
be fine. So now after that 2 ball, we've got purple 4. Is that
Yeah.
the ball?
He's just going to roll down for the 4 ball.
Isn't it interesting how the premium players take these balls on in the corner pocket so often, whereas a club player might be more tempted to take it in the side because it's closer?
Right. It was pretty much straight away, though, to shoot that 2 ball in the corner. And there he's just followed through for the 5 ball.
He's signaling
He's cheering
for the
on
cue
it
ball.
to slow down, he's saying. Don't go too far. That's it sometimes when you're sitting in your seat for so long, and you just can't get that rhythm going. But I think he's going to get it going here. He's just going to come off the rail for the 6 into the corner pocket. Now he's gotten a little bit straight on the 6 ball, but he's got enough angle there. He should be able to work through this.
These players are virtually magicians with the cue ball anyway.
Yeah, he's just going to draw straight back off that 6 ball. See how low he's hitting on the cue ball? Cueing up. Push right through.
Beautiful
That's
follow
called a draw stroke, yeah.
It's interesting that to make the cue ball come back, you have to actually follow through. Some people think that they could decelerate into the cue ball and make it.
To make it come back, yeah. Yeah, the follow through is important. It's where you hit on the cue ball that actually allows the cue ball to draw back. So now he's pretty much straightforward. Just pot the 8 ball into the corner pocket. Just roll through for the 9 ball into the corner. Excellent shot.
Okay, so you're comfortable with this 9 ball?
Yeah, he's really comfortable out there with this shot, especially after shooting all those other balls to get there.
Yeah.
So now we have a score 6-2.
Okay.
And Alex is breaking again.
It's nice to see Paul clapping. You notice that? That Alex ran the balls there and his opponent is applauding his efforts. Really satisfying to see world-class players supportive of each other's skill.
Yeah, good sportsmanship. Yeah, so important in this game.
Really is. I think that there might be a lesson there for some of our people at home. In the sense to when your opponent sits you into the chair, to relax and enjoy their prowess.
Well, both these guys are really, class acts, professional in what they do, and they really appreciate each other's game.
Well, you've been all over the world. What do you think of our venue here? What do you think of the surroundings that these players are playing in today?
Well, this is excellent. There's lots of seating in here for the spectators. It looks like we've just about got a full house here today. So, there's lots of room for the players around the table. I think they're really comfortable. As you can see, it's like theater style seating, which is wonderful. I know I've often been a spectator myself, and these seats are really comfortable here today. So I know that the spectators are enjoying this as much as the players are. Alex, although it's very interesting to note that Alex, being the A-side winner, played 5 matches to get to where he is today, and the closest match he had was his very first match with Felix Beardy, or Beardy, 9-6. Paul Potier, on the other hand, played 10 matches to get to where he is.
Boy.
Players like Jeff White, Jerry Watson, Jens Reichman from Alberta, Stan Tourangeau from BC, John Horsfall from BC as well. Boy, I tell you, he's had quite the road to the final here. Joe Lawrence, Randy Prudent this morning, and Mario Mora.
Wow. Mario is a fine player. Now, Alex broke off there and didn't seem to make anything. So
didn't make a ball on the break. Paul's at the table. He's got a clear shot on the 1 ball. The 2 ball is over on the opposite rail. Now
he's trying Alex's.
He's made the 1 ball. Excellent shot on the 1 ball. just maybe overhit it a little bit and went a little farther than he really wanted to on the 2 ball. But you know what? See the 3? The 3's right over the hole there. So really what Paul's got to put his energy into doing is just making this 2 ball. He's got the natural angle just to float out over into the middle of the table between the 5 and the 8. So
there's no question he'll take this 2 on?
Oh, he's definitely going to take this 2 on and shoot it into the corner pocket. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. He just doesn't want to stun it a little too much so that he brings the 5 into play. See the 5 ball?
Mm-hmm.
See, he's got to get out so that he's got a shot on the 2 ball. He's got to get the cue ball over to the other side of the table, but he has enough angle to do it. Really his energy.
Oh my goodness gracious.
He really stroked that well. Almost stroked it too well. He almost come off the rail, the other rail.
The ball seemed to do a little dance just as it went into the pocket. Does that give you a little bit of an adrenaline rush when you're a player?
That's 2 he really stroked. You know, he really put his full stroke in there. But he can see the 3 ball here, so he's all right.
At least we know that the sequence is mathematically perfect because he has to make all 9 balls.
Right.
So
yeah, he's come out 2 rails for the 4 ball. He didn't quite get as high on the 4 as he would have liked, but he's just going to try and do the same thing. He's going to go 1, 2 rails for position on the 5. Now see the 6 is on the bottom rail. So he's really going to make sure that he plays the proper position where he's comfortable getting the cue ball from the 5 back up for the 6 ball. And he might be looking at that 7 ball.
okay.
Can you tell if that 7 ball goes in there? Let's
Well,
have a look at that. See how close the 7 ball is to the 9?
I think it might sneak into the side, but I don't think it comes into the corner.
Right. That's why I think Paul...
Oh, he's gone off the 2 rails nicely there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the key shot here is getting from the 6 to the 7. Okay? Because he's looking now. He's seeing that 7 ball. Does 7 ball go by that 9 ball in the corner pocket?
Well,
It's really, if it does, it's really close. So he's gonna wanna have the right angle on the 6 ball here to get back down for that 7. He's putting a draw stroke on it. That's where you aim below the center of the cue ball.
okay.
And he's hit it really well. So he's looking like it goes. So now it's just a matter of getting that right position so that he can follow through for the 8 up in the corner and shoot the 8 in the same corner he's going to shoot the 6. So again, these players are not thinking just about the 6 ball here. He's thinking about the 6 and the 7 and the 8. They're looking 2, 3, 4 shots ahead.
I guess there might be a little something in that for the viewers at home then, that maybe a little bit of planning is good.
Yeah. He's hoping it's going to roll a little further. See, the problem is here now, might run into the 9 ball.
Okay. Still, it doesn't look like there's much good option if he
Right.
brings it back off the rail. So, oh, it does go.
Yeah.
I guess we should have assumed that.
Yeah, it goes. He's going to draw back off the rail here because he doesn't really want to push that 9 down into the rail. See, if he'd have followed through, he'd have pushed the 9.
Now we have an
Ooh.
interesting situation.
Right. He's going to thin this ball in. He's going to cut it in.
Really?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Now, his other option here would be perhaps to bank it into the corner pocket,
Right.
or to play safety. And these players don't look like they like to play safety when there's a chance to end the game. Is that a reasonable observation?
Yes, you're right, Neil. He's playing aggressive here, and most 9-ball players do like to play aggressive. As you can see, that sometimes you can kick balls in and make them. So hooking your opponent always isn't the greatest option. Now, he stroked that.
That's one of the nicest shots
Nice
we've seen
thin
all week.
cut. Yeah, excellent. Cue ball's in the center of the table.
Now, geez,
Look at that. Nice thin cut on the 8.
never a doubt.
Right.
That's so impressive.
Hits just above the side pocket. He's smiling. He's happy. He's at the table. He's shooting the 9. He's happy that 8 went in.
He seems to, he's taking his time here, Kathy.
Well, yeah. This is, he's got to make sure he pots this ball here. This is the game-winning shot right there. There you have it.
Right into the heart of the pocket.
7-2. Yeah,
Right
he
into
hit
the
that
heart
like
of the
he
pocket.
had no doubt. Now we're back to the table here, and Paul has broke the balls and hasn't dropped one. Now Alex has a shot on the 1. It's not an easy shot. He's got a thin cut here if he wants to go for this, and it's a long shot. Got the 1 ball right up near the corner pocket, and the cue ball is at the opposite end of the table.
He's got to have a lot of pressure on him, because if he makes a little mistake here and Paul gets out, then Paul's shooting for the championship.
Right. Paul would be on the hill, they call it.
Oh.
They call the hill when you're 1 game away from the match. I think he's feeling a little bit of pressure. And you're out there and you got to make these decisions, and you just always want to be making the right decision. And he's just really going to take his time here, I think, and make sure that he makes the right decision. If he goes for this shot, he needs to get position on the 2 ball.
Well, he's given it lots of consideration.
And he's made it. Comes around, hits the 9.
Uh-oh.
And I don't think he's left himself a very good shot on the 2. No, unfortunately, if he doesn't hit the 9 there, I think he would have come up with a shot. But, sometimes when you just don't get to the table much and it's difficult to get your rhythm going, sometimes it just feels like such an uphill battle. But he's going to kick at this 2 ball. There, he's kicked it, he's hit it, but the 2 balls hit the 7 and come right out, and Paul has a clear shot here.
I guess this is a temperament tester for Paul Potier, because he's 2 games away from the championship and he's at the table with the balls relatively open.
Yeah, he's just really taken his time this match, and he's just played with such good cue ball control. A lot of this game is about that. It's one thing to make the ball, as we can see, but it's another thing to be able to play position and have a shot. As we saw, Alex just made a great shot on the 1, but just came up dry on the 2 ball. So he's played the 2 ball in the corner and come around 2 rails and just run into the 3 ball there. But I think he's going to look at maybe cutting this in the side. 4 balls in the middle of the table. So he kind of wants to get the cue ball back around 3 rails.
Well,
So
there is a path if that's what he decides.
yeah, he's got a shot here. If he makes this ball, this game could be over here. Look at this. Look at that. Excellent.
Pace is perfect, the angle's perfect.
Yeah, he's just really got to stay composed here and make sure that he makes this shot. And he's made it into the side.
And he's got a little negative, or does he have a negative angle
Well,
on the 5 ball?
he's got an angle where he's going to maybe run into the 7, but if he hits it right and just hits a little bit of the 7 and comes off the rail, he's got the 6 in the lower hand corner. See that? I think he would like to have gotten off the rail a little bit there, but he shot a little bit faster than what he's been shooting most of his shots, but that's sometimes what happens. He's okay. Yeah, he just rolled that 6 in. Didn't have to worry too much about doing anything with the cue ball there because he had the right line to get position on the 7. So he's going to come back out to the middle of the table for the 8. There you go. He's got nice angle to get from the 8 to the 9 here. He's going to pot the 8 ball straight through. 9 ball in the same corner pocket. Oh, he's just playing excellent. He's just taking advantage of all of Alex's mistakes here today. I don't think there's much Alex can do about what's happened here in this match today so far. Paul's just playing really, really confident, really consistent. That's a big part of this game.
Well, it's quite exciting. 10-3, Paul Potier to break. And if Paul should run the rack, he will be the year 2000 Canadian 9-ball champion.
You're right.
I wonder if that's running through his head right now.
Well, if it is, he's probably maybe trying to fight it a little bit. Because sometimes when you get ahead of yourself, you know, that's when all of a sudden things can backfire. But I think he's a little bit more experienced in that situation. He has a lot of titles. Paul has, he's played all over the world as well. He's won a lot of tour events, championship titles. He's a very experienced player. So I think in this situation, I think Paul knows what he needs to do here. And I think a big key is staying focused and being sure of himself. And as you can see, he's really focused right now. This is
He's at the table before Graham has the balls racked. Do you think he's ready to get at this?
Oh, yeah, sure. He's anxious, you bet. Yeah, especially that break shot. You know, a lot of times on that break shot, you release a lot of adrenaline. You can't imagine how much adrenaline is going through the players when they're out there. And unlike other sports where you physically can let it out, in pool, it's not quite as physical. So learning how to control that adrenaline when you're out there, one way is to release it on the break. Let's see. I think he's really going to give her on this break. Let's watch. I think he's just, yeah.
Oh, he survived.
We almost got.
Okay.
Let's watch him on the break here. He's really getting that cue ball bouncing. It almost got kicked into the corner, but he's all right. He doesn't. He's got to shoot this one ball, and it looks like it might be a little bit tight. But if it's close, he's gonna make it go. The 2 balls just hanging over there by the side pocket. It's really hard to tell how close to the rail it is. See that 2 ball right over the side? Zoom in on the 2. There we go. See how close that 2 ball is to the rail? Makes it really, really touchy.
And again, can't hit it with overpace, can he?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, he made it. He didn't quite draw back as much as he wanted on the 4 to follow down for the 5 ball on the end rail. And with the 7 and the 8 there, he's got to play pinpoint position, either to get right through there. See where his cue was? That's risky. If he's going to play that, if he runs into either one of those 2 balls, he might not have a shot on the 5.
Well, the 5's a long way away.
He might just try and stun past them both to get down for the 2, or draw. Oh, look at that. He banked that ball. He drew back for the 5. What an awesome shot. Yeah, he didn't like that. He didn't like having to get the cue ball through them 2 balls there. He made the right choice. All right, he's shooting that 4 ball. He banked it in, followed through for position on the 5.
He'd had
Excellent shot.
some spin on that cue ball, too, to make that cue ball come off at the opposite angle to what was natural. It's very impressive.
Now the 6. See, the 6 is covered a little bit by the 7 in the corner. So he's got to play on the right side of this ball. Look at that. Just rolled up. Perfect on the right side of the 6 so that he can see it right into the corner pocket.
We're seeing a little bit of a 9-ball clinic.
I think that I predict he's going to run out this rack, and he just really needs to make sure he keeps himself composed here. Okay, this is where, you know, you get a little bit excited, a little bit of adrenaline rush. Just don't want to overhit this ball.
3 balls to the Canadian Championship.
There goes the 7.
He's teasing a wee bit.
Yeah. He's got a shot on the 8 ball here. I'm not sure what he's looking at here. I think he's looking at seeing where that cue ball is going to go by that 9. Or maybe he's just going to push it down. Yeah, he just played to miss the 9, and he's perfect.
Now look at Alex clapping.
And there we have it, Neil. We have a 2000 Canadian Billiards and Snooker Association 9-ball champion, Paul Potier.
Oh, it was great to watch.
Wow, what a great finish to a great 9-ball championships. Both Alex Pagulayan from Toronto, Ontario, and Paul Potier from Vancouver, British Columbia gave us quite a show. As a result of this year's finish, both Paul and Alex will be representing Canada in Cardiff, Wales in the World Amateur 9-ball Championships in the year 2001.